Hello, this is the One Episode Rule podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. I spent most of my day attempting to buy Chainsaw Man Volume 1. I don't know why it was this difficult.
You got there eventually, though, right?
Yeah, I think I even overpaid at this point.
Well,
It was
alas.
literally in stock at only one recognizable bookstore and a bunch of Amazon sellers that had extremely negative reviews.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what I spent my afternoon doing.
Well, Godspeed.
How are you guys?
I'm
Fucking
good.
fantastic.
I'm
Oh.
Hi, Blackwell.
Hi. I watched a lot of anime
Oh,
Alright.
really?
this weekend. I watched all of Bubblegum Crisis.
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend.
That's good. I was
It's
worried you were
so-
going to say you'd watched the last one we did.
Oh no.
Oh.
I was so sad because it has like 8 episodes, but I originally had like 13 planned. And the first few episodes are like not very good, but like they were still enjoyable.
Right.
And then the last episode, the 8th episode, was so fucking good. It was like the best one by a landslide. It was like it was honestly like, oh, I wish they didn't make an 8th one just so that the 7th one could have been just like their like middling like ending one. But no,
Right.
they made one and it was really good. And
They popped off and then they died, huh?
they did. And the fucking like sequel OVA, which we saw on the podcast, is like way worse in comparison.
Oh no!
So sad. Anyway, that was my weekend.
I've infected Blackwell with my misery over the loss of 80s cyberpunk anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Hi, I'm Joey. I think the only thing that I watched this week was a bit more JJK. We're slowly making our way through it. It's good.
What's that sad arc?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, it's so sad. Oh, they didn't have to do that. But they did. Anyhow, that's been...
If you think that's the sad arc.
Well, we're in for a surprise, huh?
Sad arc.
Sad arc number 1 of question mark. Anyhow, introduce yourself, Louie.
What if I didn't? Hi there. I'm Louie. I initially wanted to have the energy of like the mom holy fuck picture, you know, of
bursting into the room.
But things are a little mellow, so that's cool too.
Yeah.
I watched JJK with you guys the other day, but that's really the only anime that I've watched.
I mean,
I've been watching this soccer anime called I think it's Aoiashi. It's Aoiashi. Yeah. And that's pretty good. If you're into like sports anime.
Yeah.
And
nice.
I know y'all covered a bunch in a row.
Let's see. I watched some shit. I've been I finished Agretsuko. There's no more of it for me to watch.
Over.
So you know about the boy getting worse.
he got I wouldn't even say worse, but he made some poor decisions, and then he got shout and then they like screwed up like whether or not things are diegetic or not, because Retsuko shouted both of them out of the window like she had the goddamn Zoom.
Yeah, she fusrodad them.
Did you hear? Did you hear? Retsuko from accounting killed the president. Shouted them apart with her voice.
Yep, she did that.
But so I switched out. I was gonna initially finish up Castlevania, but I decided instead to finish up what's out of JoJo's Part 6.
Yes,
so I'm into that, and boy, that show is wacky. Like, it gets right into it. Like, episode 2, they're just like, guess what? We're gonna make her real small.
Oh no, I'm shrinking. I'm becoming so compact.
And then a crazy lady is gonna put her in a dead rat and try and make her do escape plans. And then the next one is even weirder. It's there's like a child in the prison dressed up like a baseball player.
And I think his name is Emporio.
Yes, I know his name is Emporio, but I still don't know what his deal is.
Yeah. Just keep watching.
So yeah, that show's wild. I'm
It's the
into
best.
it.
It's my favorite part. I love it.
That's about it. Other than the saga of attempting to purchase Chainsaw Man. Oh well, I did very easily purchase Black Sad, the third Black Sad collected books. And it's just
Nice.
but that isn't really worth
Comics.
mentioning. Just comic books.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would assume that Louis has something for us to watch, given that he forced his way in here
Yeah.
and is holding us all at gunpoint.
I told the gang over the weekend that I was coming onto the show whether or not they wanted me to or not.
Mhm.
So, this is where like
Lay
a
it
drum
on us.
roll.
Please don't do that. I edit it out every time.
You never do.
The show that I'm bringing is a follow-up show to a Kamen Rider series that I'm very fond of. That like
Mhm.
very formulative in my like taste, and it's called Fuuto PI.
Okay.
Yes. Remind us which Kamen Rider this is attached to?
So it's the sequel to Kamen Rider Double, which aired
Mm.
in 2010.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, would that have been like directly before Decade or?
Right after.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Well, let's go find out what it is. You know, if I had $1 for every time I'd heard of a Narumi detective agency, I'd have $2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Jeez.
The other one's in Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner.
Nice.
But and also that guy kind of looks like this guy.
Interesting.
But anyway, yeah, okay. I've got a blurb here. Does somebody want to read the blurb?
Louis, you want the blurb?
Do I want the blurb? I guess I'll do it.
You brought the show.
Fine. In the city of Futo, criminals make use of USB-like devices called Gaia memories to turn themselves into superpowered monsters known as, quote, dopants, unquote. Dopants? I think it's dopants.
Dupant.
Wrecking havoc in the otherwise peaceful city. However, there are also heroes who utilize the Gaia memories to fight these criminals, one of whom is like the self-proclaimed hard-boiled detective Shotaro Hidari. With the help of his witty partner Philip, which like they pronounce like Philippe, I guess. The two transform into Kamen Rider Double, the legendary hero of Futo City. Do I have to do the second paragraph?
Yes.
Fuck. After the fall of Museum, the evil organization responsible for many crimes in Futo, which was also the like bad guys in the Kamen Rider Double show, the production and distribution of Gaia memories has halted. However, remnants of Gaia memories still remain within society and are sold on the black market at high prices. Oh no. Thus, the two heroes from Narumi Detective Agency are yet to have time to relax. Sites of dopants still occur, and the agency receive more and more clients who claim to experience supernatural phenomena. Regardless of the arduous nature of the task, Kamen Rider Double promises that those who hurt Futo will inevitably count up their sins.
So yeah, that's what we've
This
got.
is when this is when the smooth jazz starts.
This is that's when the jazz starts. So yeah. The first episode covers almost none of this.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's true.
It just drops you into a whole new story.
I would say that even as someone who never saw Kamen Rider Double, I didn't feel lost or anything personally. But
So yeah, neither did I really. So we open on some Kamen Rider shit happening, and it's a Kamen Rider that is so close to the platonic Kamen Rider that I recognized him as a Kamen Rider.
yes,
So I was just like, Green Bug Man.
Bug
Yeah,
Boy.
it was kind of a return to form for
That's
the franchise.
that's a Kamen Rider right there. Our character here, Shotaro, is mourning his father, who is apparently shot. Also,
So
his dad has terrible taste in suits.
it's not actually his dad. It's just his father figure.
This is
Pops.
father figure, his friend
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
But yeah, white suit, black shirt, white tie. What are you in Lupin? What the hell are you doing?
I
He's
liked
a badass.
I liked
and
it.
The traditional thought is that light tie on dark short is dark shirt. It's for organized crime, not
I did
respectable
think
people.
that he looked like a crime man, but
he dresses like Black Mask from Batman. But anyway, this is irrelevant. This
but
man
also
is
I
dead.
liked it. He's dead.
Yeah.
This man is dead, and Shotaro has to become the Kamen Rider and whoop everybody over it.
Mhm.
Including like
Oh.
100 putties from the
Yeah.
original Power Rangers, but
Real
dressed up in
quick.
suits.
Real quick, this might get you to turn around on Sokichi. His Kamen Rider persona is a reference to Skullman.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
yeah. So we open on that. That's some That's a cold open on some backstory, but we've moved on, and so our next scene is Shotaro, who's just at the pier taking glamour shots of himself.
Yeah, selfies.
He's like,
He
I'm
bought
so hard boiled. Selfie mode.
Yeah, he bought
Yeah.
himself a fedora and a black suit, and he's just like, I'm gonna take some hard boiled pictures on the worst cell phone I have ever seen.
So chunky. The chunkiest
This cell
phone I've ever
phone
seen in my life.
This cell phone weighs 15 pounds.
Look, they had to consider the 2010 aesthetic at least a little bit, I think.
And the screen isn't square, and it has projections that cover parts of the screen, which is ideal for taking selfies. But he sends one back to show his boss, I guess, how hard boiled he is, and she calls him and chews him the fuck out for not being there because they have a client coming in.
Yeah.
So he says, "Oh fuck, okay, I guess I'll go home." So he begins walking, and he encounters a beautiful woman. The cinematography establishes this.
By focusing on the boobs, there is a boob shot.
God,
Go
she's
boing.
so horny.
There's
boob
a boob.
boing.
It's a little horny, but it's not.
This
It's
girl
not
has it
super
all.
horny.
It's not the horniest thing ever, but it like
Hold on,
It's
Hold
no
on.
High School of the Dead, but
Y'all. This girl
yes.
has it all. She's got the titty socks. She's got the vagina bones. She's got the Naruto run. She's just got it. She's a whole package.
I did write outfit equals looks question mark? Question mark? Jury's out.
she's also damn near albino. But in the anime way, where that's attractive quality.
Right.
So yeah, he of course immediately becomes smitten with her, and stops to hit on her, and but she says, "You could you be the one to satisfy me?" And then he just goes like, "Wait a minute, are you a streetwalker? I can't afford this shit." Sometimes you have to tear your eyes away from a beautiful dame.
He did have a certified freako moment there.
And he breezes past sweating because he's just like, oh god.
He's like, that was a close one.
And he goes a little way down the pier, and then he goes, hey, wait a second, you're walking into the ocean. And he turns around, she's not there.
She's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he gets in and he gets chewed out by his boss, who doesn't think he's very hard-boiled at all in comparison to his father, who was also, I don't know, I guess he was hard-boiled. I don't know this man.
He was her dad.
Okay.
There's actually a whole movie about how the tragedy of why he can't be there as a father for her, but like that's a whole different story.
Mm-hmm. We're only considering what's in the bounds of the tale we have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with Ruwubi.
Yeah.
So yeah, they bicker and wait for the client to come in, who comes in a really weird POV scene, like he's a
fucking video game scene.
Yeah,
like he's a zombie.
I forgot about that.
It's a very strange scene. It's not badly done, I'll give it that, but it is weird.
It's interesting because it literally, he's just like looking around. Everything's in 3D. It literally looks like he's a video game character that you are controlling.
It's very strange. It's very tense for no reason.
Did y'all not plug in your PS3 controller? Like that was totally interactable.
Yeah, it's an interactable segment. Gotta find the audio logs so we can understand the rest of the story. But anyway, so this guy comes in and he's just kind of he's kind of like a short, broad guy from like Hokkaido. He's a little bit nervous, and he's just like, hey, okay, I got a weird case for you guys. Can you find me a witch?
Yeah.
And they say, oh, Maho? And yeah, so it turns out this guy ran into a woman. He's from Hokkaido, and there's been a couple of bad harvests, so he moved into the city to make some money. And he brought all the money his family gave him in a bag. And he ran into this beautiful woman at a T intersection. She said, could you be the one to satisfy me? And he goes to give her like a 100 yen note or something so that she can eat, because he's a nice guy. And she does just like snatch the whole bag away from him with like telekinesis.
Yeah.
And she says, don't follow me. I'm a witch after all. And she runs off, and he runs after her because it's a lot of money. It's like 280,000 yen in there, but
it's something like $28,000.
It's like $28,000.
Somewhere around there.
And he tries to catch up with her, but he can't possibly do it. And he said it seemed like she was running on air.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we got to the intersection, she disappeared into a dead end. And they go, oh, okay. It's just like, I guess I'll have to take this one. And his partner, who's apparently asleep in a curtained off area of the room, sticks. Is this whenever he talks to them? No, it's not.
It's a little after this, but
it's a little after. No way. He has to go out and. No, this is when he talks to them. We'll just put it here because I don't care anymore. It's getting awkward. So he throws out. It's just like, I'm kind of interested in this one too. And Shodoro says, I want to work this one myself. It's on my pride as a detective. And he's just like, come on. These are the kind of genre tropes that appeal to you. A beautiful woman who ensnares men and disappears without a trace. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, shut up, I'm going out.
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes to beat the streets.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the the client being like, "Oh, I don't even need the money back. I just want the bag." And they're like, "Oh, wait, no, you like this girl, don't you?"
It's just
And
like
he's
you're
like,
into
"I
this.
can fix her."
I can fix her. I can fix her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the terms of the terms of the contract. Is he wants her found so that he can get the bag back and talk to her.
Yeah.
This is the objective. But so Shotaro goes out to beat the pavement a little bit, and he talks to literally everybody in town. And he rides a conspicuous Kamen Rider motorcycle, which if you saw it parked anywhere, you'd just be like, "Shit, does that belong to Kamen Rider?"
Yep. You just know.
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
You're just like, "Phew,"
Some shit's going down soon.
start sweating.
Come to think of it, I'm gonna say that if you're in Japan and you see you see a bike that belongs to a Kamen Rider parked on the street, you should just leave wherever you are.
Because even if you don't get caught in the crossfire of fighting, someone is going to mind control you and turn you into a creature any minute now.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know what's gonna happen. You just don't want any part of it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he goes and talks to literally everybody he knows because he has approached the private eye business from the perspective of I should just have a lot of contacts. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Bad plan.
Yeah.
So he knows a lot of people, and he talks to hobos and teenage girls and some waiters. But he can't.
All walks of life.
All walks of life, but he can't really draw a bead on this girl until one of his informants calls him up and tells him all about the T intersection witch, which is apparently a criminal that's been haunting the area and relieving people of their clothes and money, and leaving them stranded at the T intersection with no means of chasing her.
Mm-hmm.
And while they're talking about this, they roll up on the intersection in question, which has his name, but I don't remember what it is. And she's just right there, and he's just like, "Oh, hey!" And he does a slick move where he just takes out some money, and he tucks it into the guy's pocket. He's just like, "Why don't you go home and find yourself something to eat? You're a real good contact." And the guy looks at her and says, "Holy shit! Is that the T intersection witch?"
Immediately drops his phone and shatters it to pieces.
Drops his phone and shatters it to pieces, and she just looks at them and she's like, "Huh," and just starts sprinting away.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Oh, god damn it." So we have a chase. We have a pretty good chase in which he's just like, "Oh, fuck this, I'm gonna get my motorcycle."
Mm-hmm. Yep, correct
because
call.
this woman literally can walk on air and does so a number of different times.
She does like the sky jump sort of.
She does a Devil May Cry double jump.
Yep, she does.
And he chases her on the bike for a good long while. It's a pretty exciting chase scene. I like it. He rides up some stairs. It's fun. Like French Connection shit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he does corner her in an alleyway, and she stops for a minute, and he's just like, "You can't get away from me. I know this town like the back of my hand. I'm Shotaro Hidari. I don't know why I told this criminal my name."
Seems fine.
And he's just like, my client just wants the bag back and to talk to you. You should come in, and I won't turn you over to the police, or something like that. And she turns around. She turns towards him. It gets really close and says, "You really are naive, aren't you?" He's just like, "Hey, wait a minute! No, I'm not. I'm hard boiled as fuck. You can't call me naive."
Pretty funny.
She's just like, "You're cute, but probably not useful." And then turns and continues to run away. And he's just like, "You can't listen. You can't get away. I know every street in the city." And she's just like, "We're not in your city anymore." Yeah, because they at some point ran into like Hell World.
Yeah,
in the back rooms now.
He did glitch.
They ran into the evil red air conditioning
They
So-
pulled a persona.
Yeah, they did a persona. And yeah, he loses her in air conditioning zone. So yeah, he has to go back to headquarters and check in with the client, who's just like, all right, I found out her name because she did tell him her name. Her name is Tokime. I found out her name. Her name is Tokime. Oh wait, no, wait. I'm skipping an important scene. He's still chasing her, and he jumps down some stairs, and he comes back to the real world, and falls onto a bunch of like Yakuza guys.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
teleports him into a fucking building.
Into the regional office of like a
They
Yakuza family.
They nearly yoink him.
Yeah, like they drop him right in the middle of like the Dojima family offices from Yakuza.
Yes.
And yeah, he just boils over a bunch of Yakuza guys, and they're like mad, but also like confused. They're
Yeah.
just like, hey, asshole, how did you get in here?
Yeah.
And their boss is the most crime man I've ever seen.
He's so crime.
He's wearing a crime uniform. He's wearing a white suit with a blue shirt. He looks like every guy you shoot in Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my brain defaults to Nanami from JJK.
Yeah, Nanami's a little more dressed up though. And he's not an 80s stereotype either.
That's true.
He's more like responsible adult man, like the responsible adult man.
Yeah, Nanami actually looks like he has a little more in common with Yoshikage Kira, but anyway.
Oh yeah, I
Jesus.
see. Yeah.
Oh man.
You see it, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not talking about JJK, as good as it is. We're talking about Fuuto PI. And yeah, the boss, however, isn't like cartoonishly evil. He's just like, I'm gonna call the cops. Because that's something the Yakuza bosses can do in Japan. They can just call the cops. Because this is our place of business. What business? Not your business. Anyway. So the cops come and they're just like, this guy's trespassing. And and he's just like, listen, I was chasing her and I don't know how I got in there.
Whoops, teleported.
And
they're like, yeah, seems fine.
And he seems to know the police officers. And even the boss is just like, wait, you're after the witch?
Good, get her. She's ruining my business.
She's ruining business. Get her ass. And he gets outside and he's chatting with the police officers who he apparently has a personal relationship with. And yeah, it turns out one of his guys was found behind the building recently, cut into little pieces.
Yep.
And
the witch was there.
And a witness says the witch was there and she flew away. So now it's time to go check in with the client because things have changed.
It's
just like, hey, do you still want us to find this lady? Because she might be a murderer. And the guy's really sweaty and he thinks about it. He's just like, actually, yes.
Sticking to his guns. I can.
This they them witch pussy got me acting strange.
Oh my god.
Woohoo!
But yeah, he's just like, I still need. This might be my last chance to talk her down. In fact, if you see her again, can you call me because she even got away from you. So that may be my last chance to talk to her. And he's just like, hey, hold on. And he gets a phone call on his 48-pound cell phone.
Listen, they had to sell toys.
They really did.
It'd be really suspicious if in the anime he's just like, all right, time to get rid of this thing and get an android. But so he flips it open and hey, it's Philippe. And Philippe's just like, are you ready to let me on the case yet? Let me guess, the client's losing confidence in you because she already got away from you once. He's just like, shut up.
We get a little glimpse into his lab.
His lab where he's got a diagram about takoyaki on the
Don't
like,
question it. That's just a recipe.
I mean, I always wanted to try takoyaki, but I don't think it needs that much planning. You just take this, you just take the squid meat and fry it. Anyway. Oh wait, it's octopus, but irrelevant. So what's the next part? I forget.
So then they're gonna go out looking, talking to homeless folks.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. So they find her the next morning. Him and the client, and she's bathing in a fountain.
This scene,
God.
It's a little, yeah. It's framed a little that
spicy.
way. It's framed in a spicy way, but they don't like linger on it
No.
either, which is interesting.
Ah.
They're just barely flirting with the idea of just being like, "Hey, you want some bits?"
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
interesting.
But yeah, she's bathing in a fountain, and they're just like, we will turn away until the lady dresses, even if she's a thief. And she's just like, this is impressive. How did you find me? And he's just like, well, I couldn't turn up any address at all for you, so I started checking public bathhouses because you couldn't be living rough. You didn't rough from the way you smelled.
You were stinky.
Which, by the way, he was in range to smell her easily. However, acknowledging that you have smelled a person is always the worst.
Yeah.
It's
You're
always
like,
the
damn,
worst
girl,
for me.
you smell good.
It makes me think you're a freak. With this in very specific connotations.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the idea of being smelled. Anyway, so yeah, he's just like, there wasn't any evidence of you at any public baths, so I asked a homeless guy I know where you could bathe for free, and
Yep, it was the fountain.
she's like, and the client guy's just like, please just give me my bag back and stop stealing things.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh, you're hot. You can't be stealing things. Come on.
Yeah,
You're
this
gonna
guy
ruin
kind
it.
this guy kind of has nice guy energy.
He's a little bit. He's got more simp energy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, her vibrator goes off, and she's just like, oh shit. And she's got some sort of common writer device.
Tucked
Just-
into her, like,
The
thong.
Yeah, tucked into her G-string, and
it's a Gaia memory.
it's one of them.
Memory.
One of them Gaia memories, and Shotaro's just like, wow, that's hot. Also, I recognize that thing.
Yeah.
And she takes off, and they chase her almost immediately into air conditioning hell.
Yep.
And they don't even notice for a while, which is bad because it's like really obvious.
Everything is red and
like
static
everything is
tingly.
black and red.
Yeah, it's real scary looking.
And the sky is fucked up, and the only thing that they notice is, hey, there's no wind. We must be in another dimension.
It's like, hey guys, there's some more obvious. Like, if you look at all at the city,
Yeah.
The city, you're in that fucked up zone from Gunner Creek Court.
Yeah.
That's
so
for me.
Scary.
But everybody should read Gunner Creek Court. It's good.
Okay.
Anyway. But yeah, they try and chase her, and they're just like, hey, where'd you go? And also, this place is fucked up. And hey, what's that? And I don't know that much about DBZ, but it appears that Krillin is attacking them with Destructo discs from a range from which he cannot be seen.
It does look like
because
that.
because things are just getting cut into pieces around them, and they do stop for a moment to say, hey, this must be how that mafia guy died. Oh shit, we should go, or that's gonna be how we die. And they book it, and it's pretty tense. Shotaro does the goodly thing and tries to get him to attack him because he can run, and the other guy's short and fat. Although he is hauling ass for a short fat guy. And finally, he stops because the other guy hides in a stairwell, and he's just like, "Oh, good." And he turns around and he sees like 3 of the saw blades like right in front of his face, and he's like, "Oh shit, I can't dodge it." They get deflected because Philippe is here.
Philippe is here.
Philippe got bored.
We have a certified boys moment.
And he's just like we got to do this one together. After all, we're 2 halves of a detective. I'm just like, I don't know what that means, but good for you boys. And then we fade out. We fade out on the frame transforming into a sketch like it was Berserk.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then we cue an outro song that is notable, but I can't tell whether I like it or hate it.
It was strange.
It's got like elements of jazz to it, but it feels like weird to me.
Yeah, I
like
can hardly remember it now.
It's like activating like some sort of cringe instinct, and I don't know what it means.
And then we have like a small funny
there's a
outro scene. Like,
yeah, it's the girl who's just like,
with the egg.
Yeah, which one of these eggs
like,
is hard-boiled detective? And he picks one, and he's just like, oh, it's soft.
Egg.
It was a very like pop team epic, Omake type.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
And yeah, that's it. So what do we think?
The show. I liked this a pretty good amount. I thought it looked nice for one thing. Like
it looked pretty nice.
In the like opening scene where where he's first becoming the Kamen Rider Bug Boy, like it looked good. They stylized Bug Boy good.
Kamen Rider Bug Boy.
Kamen Rider Bug Snacks.
I also appreciate that they didn't like give us like a long voiceover intro going over all the backstory. They just did that scene like over music.
You know, I can even put this right there. I really appreciate this show's writing and pacing in that it, according to Louis, follows up a pretty long runner Kamen Rider, and it didn't confuse us at all with backstory shit. It was just like, this is a detective agency. There's a little bit of weird shit going on, but detective stories.
Yep.
I liked that kind of like Unknown Armies style, like just like it's a city, but like things are like not as they seem, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Urban fantasy.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It was well animated. Everything looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
I especially liked like some of the action direction during like the chase scene and stuff. It's just like, oh, this is nice. Like these shots are good. Voice acting was pretty good all over.
Yep.
Although it was Japanese dub, so
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no English dub for this yet.
I was just like, it doesn't sound like shit, so that's good in my book.
But it still like seemed like it was pretty well done voice wise. Yeah, I really don't have any like complaints about this. Here's the funny thing is, like, having seen some amounts of Kamen Rider like action show or whatever, this was like more mature themes than they usually are. Like, I can't ever remember seeing a show where they like do any kind of like boob joke or like nudity, or even the like part where the guy is like chopped up into pieces was a little more intense than these usually are, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
I don't know. I've heard that some of the Kamen Riders are pretty metal. I remember, doesn't Amazon eat people?
But do they show like the chopped up body parts?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's definitely like I want to say that it's, since they don't have to like market toys to kids, they're like, let's go wild with shit.
Fair. I just thought it was
have
like,
that kind of mentality.
Yeah, I wonder how much.
No, I like it a lot.
I wonder how much like freedom they were given with this license, because was it just a case of just like, hey, we have this license, you want it? And they'll just be like, and the anime studio was just like, yeah, sure, let's get somebody to write something.
Yeah.
Or is it just like, or did they just get, here's the script,
Yeah,
make
like,
it, slaves?
because like I like the Kamen Rider shows. Sometimes I think that perhaps the fact that they have to write towards kids can hold the shows back just a little bit. So yeah, I appreciate the slightly more mature themes. Final
I mean,
cursed. No, go ahead.
I like it, but I'm clearly biased, so like I could go on for like probably 2 hours.
Final cursed thought within my notes was I realized that with his hair and his hat, his head outline kind of reminds me of Speedwagon.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I can
He's
see
got the
that.
same hair.
Yeah, but I always think of Speedwagon wearing Zeppeli's hat, though.
I mean, yeah, but I only noticed because the hair, and then like he had a hat on, and I was like, oh shit, that's why I'm like.
I had a cursed thought about it, which he's like acting up like detective tropes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh boy, I hope he doesn't take it too far and start bogarting women around. He's like, get a hold of yourself! Get a hold of yourself! Get a hold of yourself!
Oh no!
You're acting hysterical!
Yeah, in the next episode, Shotaro just does a line of coke.
He just
Wow.
slaps the
Stop!
shit out of somebody.
Oh, God.
The villain of the next arc is Sidney Greenstreet.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's been dead for like 75 years.
So yeah, did you have more thoughts, Blackle?
Yeah, Blackle, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was well animated. I don't think that it's my kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
but I can recognize that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting some Bungo Stray Dogs energy off.
You
of
know
this
what?
one.
I see what you're coming from.
Maybe a tiny bit. I don't know.
I'm unfamiliar with this reference.
Bungo Stray Dogs is bizarre.
That's the show.
Feral.
The like literary characters. We
It's
should
like-
get into it.
It's like
I think I remember this.
it's like JoJo, but with detectives, and also their stands are they're also their authors, and their stands are books.
Yeah, it's interesting. So would any of us watch more of this?
I don't have any complaints about this show, other than the fact that my dance card is full and I can't watch it.
I mean, like this is one of those shows where like, yes, I do theoretically actually want to like watch more of this. Again, it's hard for me to like keep up with anime these days, but this is one that I actually absolutely would follow up on.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for it to like have a good chunk of
Get a
episodes out and then
buffer,
binge
yeah.
it.
Blackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just
It's
not a
fair.
fan of the genre.
Yeah.
I was a little sad they didn't transform into a common rider at the end. I was waiting for that to happen. I felt a little blue balled on that, but
well, we'll probably get it first thing next episode.
Yeah.
That's another piece I wanted to put in its favor is whenever you got a mystery in an anime, don't fucking solve it in the first episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's a short mystery and you want to do a bunch of them, at least just solve it in the second episode.
Yeah, you can solve it at the beginning. Leave it on a cliff. Like I will really give this show props for its pacing and storytelling. Like, it was good. It kept me hooked. Round of applause from JoJo.
Anyway, if you listeners want to find out what happens next time on the one episode rule, you can you can send us something to
Didn't really think
one
that joke
episode
through,
cast
did you?
at gmail.com.
That's one
Download
word.
us for free, no virus at twitter.com.
1 the word, not the number. Yeah, you can also send us tweets about, I don't know, if that look was an outfit, if that outfit was a look.
Mm.
Let us know at One Episode
look
Cast
was
on
an
Twitter.
And you came at me.
Look, you threw me off, okay?
You're approaching me.
I'm
Listen,
just gonna drag
Kichi
everybody
has
down.
so Kichi has the drip, as the kids would say.
They're dripping if you.
The drip.
They,
I don't know.
Blackle, they're absolutely not doing that, Blackle.
They're dripping.
No.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, can we leave?
They're dripping.
Not until
Yeah.
one of you says a joke for the episode title.
Fellas,
Bunga.
is it gay to be 2 detectives in one? Or fuck, I don't know. Fellas, is it gay to be 2 in one?
Are you a
what
hard-boiled
is
egg?
the thing?
This is a
Bungo egg
disaster.
dog.
Goodbye.